I'm Beige with Core Gaming,
And I'm Angie with Core Gaming.
and we're with the real life Miles Morales, the man who has made his return to Challengers. Join me in welcoming Zeldris.
Hello, everybody.
Zeldris, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. How are you feeling right now after qualifying for Challengers for the second year in a row?
I feel great, man. It's truly a blessing to be a part of the game and just like be able to have that like resolution to grind every single day. It just feels like amazing, honestly. It's like being able to qualify again, prove all the haters wrong, just to be able to do it.
Who was the first person you told when you qualified?
First person I told when I qualified was my girlfriend, Yukio. I know a lot of people may know her on my Twitter, but yeah, she's the first person I instantly told. I mean, she was supporting me, watching the games, like motivated me like after like the map loss like against Blinn. She was like, just telling me like focus, you still got this, like it's not over till it's over. So she's just she's the first person like who watched me and that I told that, I qualified. So it was really a memorable experience.
All right, so we know this is your second year qualifying. What is the difference between your first year and your second year? Like the vibes, the feel, the team. Like what have you noticed?
Last year qualifying, I didn't really have, you know, a lot to celebrate, a lot of people to celebrate with. It was kind of like busy time in my life with like my family doing, and then my teammates obviously were, OR the core were in the house together. So I guess I kind of felt a little bit, you know, I say exiled, but like, there's not really much like celebrate with. But I guess compared to this year, we're here at the NCIE house, and I had all my teammates right next to me, and it was just exciting feeling. We were all like hugging. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen the video. Jumping up and down, hype, got to feel the energy. And then, right after I called my girlfriend and I was telling her, like, oh my God, I did it. Like, I qualified again, like, and it was just such a surreal moment, just to be able to qualify and just win. Like, put all the, like, effort and hard work, paid off. So it's just, like, an amazing feeling. Not much to say about it.
We just talked about celebrating. How do you plan on actually celebrating now that you've qualified? What are you going to do now?
Well, there's like two main things I guess was we're gonna go out to eat at a nice little place tonight. So I think that's one of the big things they qualify, treat us to like a nice dinner. And then another thing is like I'm going to go to visit my girlfriend. So spend some time, just like relax, take a nice vacation, go out on like a couple dates. You know what I mean? Just like relax, have my own time. So I think that's just like two things that I'm doing to celebrate. And obviously gonna go back home, celebrate with the family as well. So just I have like three parts of celebration.
So Zeldris, I've known you for almost 2 years now. I
Yeah.
remember when you kind of first started, you were on the Knights Academy team, and I've
Yeah.
seen you improve every year. So what would you say is the difference between you last year as a competitor to this year as a competitor?
I'd say experience. I feel like during the time that I was a competitor last year versus this year, I've developed such a strong amount of experience, you know, like through trials and tribulations, just like going through that Vegas like 10K land with Core and just like obviously like the time in the off season I had when I had parted ways with OR, I put a ton of effort into myself as a person and my gameplay and trying to figure out ways to better myself and expand my pool as a player just so I'm flexible and I'm not considered just a one trick or just only a duelist player, only an aimer. So just adding a lot of skills and yeah, just like grinding, really just grinding and trying to make friends with the right people and that can push me to be the better player that I am today. And I appreciate that everyone who's like helped me get here to where I am. Shout out to Vapin, shout out to all of like, the past OR core there because they've definitely helped push me as a player to where I am now, even though things didn't end how we wanted it to. But I'm just really grateful, and I'd say one of the main things that pushed me to where I am now is experience and definitely confidence. Remembering that I am an amazing player and that all the sacrifices and effort that I made were for something. And that just to have confidence that I'm a great player and better than everyone, everyone in the qualifier.
I like that. It's funny you mentioned OR. How does it feel to see that most of the people that you were on a team with last year have also qualified, just like you?
Oh,
That's a pretty interesting thing. There's Jonah, there's Lear, and then
physic.
Yeah, okay,
Lucas
yeah.
Physic, the
How's
OG.
it feel seeing the boys all qualify just like you?
Amazing, man. You know, I love everyone there. They're all brothers to me. You know, Lucas, Lear, you know, Jonah. They're just like people that I've like grown with. You know, like I said, I've been on a team with them, grinding with them every single day, kind of the same way on core like I am with my teammates. But you know, I respect them a lot, and you know, I'm really excited to play against them in this upcoming Challenger season. You know, and be able to like just play against them. It's amazing. You know, truly amazing.
All right, we're talking about love, but I want to talk about the haters. What do you have to say to any of the haters and the doubters?
I just want to say, you know, I'm up now. You know what I'm saying? I've grinded. You know, I proved myself. You know, this last qualifier. You know, maybe the first qualifier didn't go the way I wanted to. Unfortunately, not to make any excuses, but I was blessed with a sickness, and unfortunately during like the second and third day, so I got pretty sick. But you know, I didn't let that stop me. I still played. But you know, now that I came here in Texas, you know, I grinded. I showed that like you know I can play at the top. You know, I can beat everyone who comes in my path, and that's gonna continue on to this next challenger season. I'm not gonna let the foot off the gas.
All right, I like that. We want
Yeah.
that, expecting that, and see you guys in Ascension. But so we're talking about the difference where the first qualifier you were alone, you were away from your team, and where this qualifier you're united, you're with the team, you're all sharing the same bid room. How was that feeling? Was it foreign to you? Was it exciting? Was it new? Were there smells? You tell us what was it like being in that room?
And I think it was definitely such a an experience that I definitely was excited about in a way too. I mean, obviously it was a lot different, you know, than normal. You know, in a room with a bunch of teammates and everyone's sleeping, whatever it is. But I think it was, you know, add a sense of fun. You know what I mean? You know, you kind of get to like stay up about like late nights talking about the game. People like, you know, you also like had the same passion and dream as, and I find it just like I want to say I kind of say a sense of calmness. You know what I mean? In a way, a little bit, just because the fact that like I know that we're all together and we're all having this one goal that we're focusing on. And I kind of say it like bring us together as a team, in my opinion. You know, it just helped push us to that next level of just like, you know, I guess team comfort and just like knowing that we all have each other's back, like no matter what. So I just found it really like definitely different experience, but also exciting at the same time.
What are you looking forward to now?
What I'm looking forward to is I guess just continuing the grind, continuing improving myself as a player, and you know grinding, just grinding. You know, not letting the foot off the gas, and just like continuing to proving to people that we're gonna be the best team, and we're gonna take it all home.
All right, so we talked about the haters, but what about the fans? And they're not even just fans anymore because our very own Ange gave them a name. How do you
Oh,
feel about the addition of the core horse?
I, I mean, I've seen it everywhere. You know, I feel like it's very interesting, but you know, I want to appreciate all the fans and you know the support they have for us, and like I want to show them that we're gonna continue to go forward, and you know show that their support isn't for nothing, you know? That we're gonna like have them a reason to keep going forward. But yeah.
Um, so what do we expect to see? Zeldris in some core horse booty shorts.
Booty shorts? That's gonna have to be some like some insane goal or something, like some like 50K Twitter followers or something.
Oh,
some
We're,
crazy, some crazy, some
all right,
that's a
crazy
good
good like something
one.
like that.
we're
Like
gonna
50K
clip that and
followers.
post it on Core Gaming. Get Zeldris to 50K and we get booty shorts.
yeah, yeah.
I have another question. I've asked this to everybody. How did you feel about the rituals that you went through every single day? You ate Chick-fil-A, you watched a movie, you ate blueberries. How did you feel?
I mean, I liked it, you know. I think it was nice to like have a consistent thing. I feel like sometimes like I'm not very like a superstitious person, but I believe sometimes that, like keeping things the same is good. So like you said, we eat Chick-fil-A every day. We ate blueberries in between matches. We kind of like watch similar movies every single night, kind of thing. And I didn't find like it was boring or nothing. I kind of felt like it brought me comfort knowing that like I guess the same thing can happen the next day. For me personally, as a duelist, you know, I was going crazy the whole qualifier, so I guess I kind of find comfort and was like, okay, we're doing the same shit every day. It's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna end up like the same way every single day. Excuse my language, but it's gonna end up like the same, you know, day where we're gonna win out and keep going crazy. So I guess I found some comfort in that.
See, I truly respect that answer, and I completely get it because whenever you're away from each other, it's like you said, it's isolating. You feel alone, but when you're all together, same place, it's like you're not even just a team anymore. You're basically building a new brotherhood with each other. Especially like you ate together, you slept together. I mean, sleep people, nothing dirty. Um, and like you shared meals, you watched the same movies, and I guess it's like I assume it gave you a new vision and appreciation for your teammates. I would assume.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just like being here at the NCIE house, for me personally, I've been, a boy that's always been at home kind of thing. Like, I definitely made my travels, but nothing never like this before, where I'm in a house with brand new people, sleeping in a brand new environment, different time zone. You know what I mean? Just kind of like not by myself in a way, but I'm a very family oriented person. I've always been with my family, so it's definitely been a big change. But like, I think it's definitely pushed me forward to be a better player.
All right, respect that. And final two questions. One, who are you looking forward to beat in challengers? And then also, what would you like to say to your family, friends, loved ones, and all the core ors?
I say I'm looking forward to beating, M80 and Sad and kind of YFP, kind of every team in a way, because I have people on all those rosters. Shout out to Noob, shout out to Jonah, shout out to Lear, shout out to like everyone. You know what I mean? Like, I respect everyone that's in challengers, and I kind of just want to play. I love the game. I love grinding. I love proving that I'm the best, and I want to continue to show that I'm the best. And as for all the core fans, and like all my supporters, my girlfriend and my family, I just want to say, like, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank all of you guys. You guys push us to be a better team and better players. And when we find ourselves down, or whatever it may be, or whatever adversity we may face, seeing your support and messages really push us to be better players and better people outside of the game. So I just appreciate everything.
We're here with the in-game lead, the man who just qualified for NA Challengers, Tdawgg.
Let's go. What's going on, guys?
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
How are you feeling right now? Like, especially that night when you qualified and showed everyone what's up and showed them that you deserve to be there.
Yeah, in the moment, there's a lot of emotion. Definitely felt really happy, but I think more proud than anything of like the guys, the amount of time that we put in, the sacrifices that we made, stuff like that. It's just like really, there's like a really like great moment to share with everybody, especially being here together. Minus missing Ocean Slow and Ziff, staying home, but it was more of an expectation than anything for me. It's not obviously, I do like, I'm very proud of myself and the team for, again, crossing this line and entering the league. But this is something that I knew was coming for months.
What team in the qualifier would you say gave you the biggest challenge?
I actually talked to them before they went into their game, but I think it was Blinn. And I think the main reason coming from that was the time that we spent kind of scrimming each other and just the quality of players that they have on that team. They have a player, Mikey, who actually trialed with us, and we ended up not going with him. It wasn't to do anything really with him. It was more so about us. It's just not the right person that we needed at the time. So I was really hopeful that they would make it and we'd see them there. But even though we lost to Sad Esports and Thinking Men, as those teams are both solid, I do think that Blinn was actually like the biggest challenge overall of them.
So we know you already kind of celebrated, but how do you plan on spending this weekend celebrating qualifying?
Well, we've been chilling, just like watching the matches. And we're gonna go to a barbecue place, Terry Black's. I gotta show the guys. I gotta show the guys what's going on there because it's the best place here, man.
What's your order? You
Oh
gotta tell us
man.
what's your order when you go
Okay,
there.
so so when you walk up, it's like cafeteria style. You got your sides first, and then you get to like the counter and you start ordering like the meat and the protein. So I always get like a larger side of mac and cheese, like some of the best mac and cheese ever. And then get the cream corn as well. Once I get up to the counter, I'm usually getting like St. Louis ribs, so pork ribs, not beef, and then brisket, and I get cornbread as well.
Okay, bet that sounds fire.
Oh yeah,
That sounds like super delicious, and I'm kind of
oh,
jealous.
it's so good, bro.
Okay, so I feel like this is such a good question for you. What words do you have to say to like any doubters, any haters?
Oh man. I think just thank you. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again, man. I appreciate everybody who just shits on me all the time. You just make me work harder, and it just makes me happy knowing that when I achieve things like that, the people who are behind me supporting, like just the community I have, the org, the team, whatever it is. Like we just get that added, just like bonus, just that like dessert, that surprise at the end of like how mad these people are that we're here, and that I get to sit in front of the camera for months on end, doing interviews, watching me play, watching me beat your teams. Like you just can't get away from me.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you.
thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say in that video because like we had the pre-challengers interview, you predicted all these things. Like I'm about
Yep,
to come with you like with the lottery numbers because you
straight
got
up.
this stuff straight and you got it right. So with qualifying, what can everyone expect from Core Valorant now?
I mean, the focus is always going to be to win and just put the best foot forward. We've shown in the off season that, or at least I think that that is like what our goal is here. So understanding that we're all going to be on that same kind of like plane of thinking, and there's going to be like nothing stopping us other than ourselves. So just putting one foot in front of another. We're not going to race to be the best team in the entire world. We're just going to continue to become better every day, and see how far we can go in this. I do have like some pretty high expectations that I set for myself as always, but those usually pan out to the team as well. So I think that we're going to be a team that's above 500, and I'm excited to play in playoffs.
What do you have to say to the teams that didn't qualify?
Um, Not to like be weird or like do a promo thing, but I actually do have like a video coming out about this. I was actually planning on dropping something last qualifier when it ended. Not necessarily like motivational, but more so just like just like more like personal, like access to me on like what's going on. Like life keeps going. It doesn't slow down. And last night we actually talked about this a little bit on my stream, and I kind of just like went through like my VLR and just explained to everybody how like I tripped, I fell, and then I got back up, and then I got hit by a car, and then I got back up, and then like people backstabbed me, but I kept going. It's like it's about existing. So the people who are, no offense, dumb enough to take a break when the last Challengers season ends, and they come back and they make a pug team, and then they half-ass it, and then they don't make it, and then they tweet like, "Oh, it was fun. Thanks, guys." Like,
Right,
that's it for me. Or, until next time. Or, maybe in the mid-season I'll get picked up. It's like, this industry, like these people that are involved in it, I don't want to say it's like flawed, but it's just there's so many people in the wrong position, man. If I was a director, if I was a manager, someone looking for these players, someone trying to pick people up and pay them a salary, if that was on your resume, I'd just throw it away instantly. Like you just be taken off my desk that fast. I'm just not interested in you. You're
right.
not you're not there when it's hard and nobody's around. Okay, you're not there. So, why do we want you to show up when, we're gonna start paying? Like what's the point?
I was gonna say
You only
I
yeah.
really respect that answer because you bring up a solid
Same.
point. Because how do you expect to stay like a well-oiled machine if you're taking these breaks? And
Hmm.
how much do you care about this dream if you're gonna take a break after losing challengers? I feel like if you really want to accomplish this dream, you should. Hey, I might have lost challengers, but I'm not gonna stop grinding.
Right.
Which, like you say, some of these people they'll do it, they had fun and all that, and they're like they don't seem to care. But it's like, yo, where's your drive for your dream? Where's that ignition to keep on going?
Right. It's almost like that people are like scared of like committing. They're scared of like failing. So they just like set themselves up to put in 30-40% effort. And then when they do fail and when they accomplish nothing, they're okay with that because they've tricked themselves into thinking that they don't actually want it when it's all that they actually really do. And a common like misconception is like you need to like clock in like 14-hour days. It's just like totally unrealistic. When you're at a lower level and you're not like placing high in the qualifiers, or like you didn't qualify, like whatever it is, it's like it's about just like moving forward, just like day by day. You play ranked, you join 10-man servers, you stay active on socials, you try to build a brand, you be a normal person. It's pretty hard nowadays, but it's definitely like a good thing to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And like with that, it's like it's just a matter of time now. I'm not going to sit here and say that like everybody who puts in hard work or a lot of hours is just going to get rewarded from it, because you're not. Like there is an aspect of luck. There is an aspect of being in the right place at the right time. There is an aspect of all of that stuff. So, my question to people is like, if all that stuff that you've heard so many times, not from just me, so many people in every other game, you've heard this before already. Like, why are you not showing up for weeks? Why are you like missing out? It's like there's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with going to school. There's nothing wrong with like taking these little breaks, but it's just like it's got to be consistent. You know, there's a player on Thinking Man who has like a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever you want to call it, and like he made it. So it's like, what's your excuse? It's like these people who have like they trick themselves into thinking that it's about sitting at your computer for 14 hours a day, and they're some of the most like inefficient people that I've ever met in my life. They just sit there and they waste away, and they trick themselves into thinking that like, damn, I just played all day, or like I was on the computer all day, like that was a good one. It's like, no, it wasn't.
So I know I personally messaged you like before Challenger started. You've been giving off Tom Brady energy to me, bro. So it's kind of the drive, like you know what you want to win. So when it comes to your play style and like how you move through life, is there someone who you try and emulate into Valorant, or someone who inspires you, like a competitor? Because I know you're into sports. I know you watch a lot of NFL and NBA. So is there anyone that you like based yourself off of, or like that kind of like inklings into your energy and whenever you're playing Valorant?
I mean, inspiration is like a big thing. I don't really think that I emulate anybody, but
Mhm.
you know, just like the like usual suspects, you know, the Tom Brady, like the Michael Jordan, the LeBron, the Kobe, the Bradley Beal, like these guys, like you know, they have like a lot of like motivational content like that. You know, sometimes it pops up. You know, I usually consume it. Definitely fuels me to be better. Something that I've always kind of like thought about myself is like I'm not trying to be the next somebody. I'm not trying to be like the next like FNS. I'm not trying to be like the next like whoever the fuck. I'm trying to be like the first Tdawgg. So
Mhm.
you know, we'll see where that goes.
I like that.
Okay, I have one question for you. No crying in
Yeah.
esports, but after you qualified, what emotions were you feeling? Like, did you want to shed a tear? Because I definitely did.
No, it was different for me. It was like I think I mentioned it earlier, but like it was more like pride than anything. Like not really about like myself. Like I'm not like the most decorated person by any means, but you know, it was like a lot of people on this team like people like have like misconceptions about them because they just like you know just like listen to what they hear on like social media, and that's kind of like a huge thing that like is like trending like in this like scene in this like community is like people just like abide by like what's popular or like what the good people think. Like they don't actually like know what's going on, so they don't know like what hard work we put in, you know. Like if you really looked at us on paper, like what did we have? We had a 6 man like on a challengers team as like our IGL. We had like 2 players from DSG that got like one of them got dropped, you know, one of them got relegated. We got duelist on OR Esports that barely didn't get relegated, and then he got dropped from his team. And then we have a player who hasn't even played in Challengers. So it's like, you know, all these people have these like, you know, misconceptions about us, just like, you know, whatever it's been painted as, you know, and it's just really nice to like again like prove people wrong and just like, you know, show people like, you know, we're here and like we're gonna keep slapping you in the face and like splashing water in your face. We're right here. We're right here. Okay, throughout the off season, we've been doing good. We won a tournament here and there. We're right here. Ah, no, you're not. Okay, now we qualify for challengers. We're right here. Well, you're not as good as these teams. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna like you know pre-fire it, but you know we're gonna come back to this, and I'm gonna say I'm still right here. So pride, happiness, not really anything other than that. It was just like it's just like so nice to like again just like work so hard and just like be rewarded for it, or like you know the thing that you thought of came to fruition.
It's crazy you say this because you're absolutely right, because we've seen that, because like me and Ange and we have to go through all the comments what everyone says about core, and
Yeah.
you're right. They're like, oh, people are like, oh, they're not gonna make challengers, and now that you've made challengers, they're like, not gonna beat so and so, and it's like,
Right.
haven't they already proved you wrong? I mean,
Not yet.
I thought it looked stupid to have your foot in your mouth, but it looks like these people like the taste of their own feet.
Yep.
Right.
So did you make everyone down a Dr. Pepper when you won challengers? That's
No, no, I don't force feed. It's just me. It's just me as always.
you.
Yeah.
So I actually want to ask you. So I heard that you guys did like pre-game rituals or had like the same ritual every single day. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm just extremely superstitious.
Hmm.
I think that it comes from baseball more than anything when I used to play. And just from like, you know, my friends, like talking to people, those are like the most like superstitious people are like baseball. I do the same exact thing every single tournament. When I'm playing a tournament, I cannot break it. It doesn't necessarily matter what it is. All that matters is the consistency of it. So if I do something one day, I can't not do it the next. Or if I don't do something one day, I can't just do it the next. So a big thing for me was I just repeat the same exact thing. We all slept in the same room. We watched a superhero movie. We woke up, did whatever, showered. We ate Chick-fil-A each day, got on, played, and then we went and got dinner together. So it's like one by one by one. No one split off from the group and did their own thing. No one didn't get Chick-fil-A or didn't get dinner with us. No one like stopped showering or like didn't shower at all. So consistency.
So you bringing up that you all slept together. To be honest, there was
Oh,
like
hell
very
nah.
mixed reactions. Like, well, not like that, not like that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Unless I'm just, but so like we saw mixed reactions, but to me personally, as a fan of someone who's been watching esports for years and everything, and then like kind of seeing the grind, how was it sharing that room with everyone? Because we saw some people like, oh, how could they? But then you saw people commenting like, yo, that's what esports is about. Like,
That's what it
how
is,
you
man.
know they're serious. Like,
100%.
how was it? And then also, what movie did you guys all watch together? Was that easy
100%.
to decide a movie to pick?
No, it was easy just because like I like ran it. I don't really like going like the back and forth like 30-minute decider. So we were doing some Batman versus Superman, Justice League, Joker. I think we did like a different movie at night. I don't remember them all specifically, but yeah, all the people, I don't want to like come out and say something too straightforward, but there are a lot of old heads in those replies that are saying that this reminds them of this and that. This is what esports really is, grassroots, blah blah blah. That's how you actually know. And then there's a lot of like younger, people who like this is their first game they did something in, or like whatever it is, and they're like, Jesus, it stinks. It's like, brother, I don't know what's going on in your life, but we wear deodorant and brush our teeth, so it actually doesn't stink. Like it's phenomenal, but it actually doesn't. So you might be projecting a little bit, and I don't know if a lot of people picked up on that, but now we know that you actually stink. So
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I agree.
but yeah, obviously it's close quarters. It's kind of like like a brotherhood, like type of vibe. It's just like everybody really says that about the teams that they're on, but like the problem is that you can't force it. Y- every single team that you play on isn't going to be like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But it's like when you do get there, and like the time does pass, and like people do put in like energy, time in with each other, whatever it may be. Like again, it just like feels good. So
Any special shout out like to your supporters? We all know about the haters.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't really get like a chance to do that like so far, but shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my grandparents. At the start, it wasn't easy, man. We had a lot of conversations, a couple fights, here and there, as everybody, might have had when I was younger. But that's another like big thing that keeps me going. It's just like, I don't want to necessarily prove them wrong, but I just want to show them like, that I was serious. All those nights that I got yelled at and grounded and not made fun of, but just like pushed, stop playing games, you got to keep working, or like you got to go back to school, all those nights where I'm like, trust me, you got to like, believe me, like, I'll show you. So, I'm happy I'm taking steps in the right direction towards that. All my friends, shout out my guys from Procrastination, my guys from NCIE, my guys from GTT. I love everybody, man. I just love spending time, with people like my friends, and that may be things like, like playing like a different game here and there, or just like people in real life who've always had my back. And then shout out my org as well, man.
We appreciate
Definitely like the thing that I've like probably talked the least amount. I'm going to like in a couple days here. I've kind of just been like resetting a little bit.
it. Mhm.
Not that I'm like necessarily taking a break, just like it's been nice to like really like climb to the top. I'm at the top, and now I'm like looking. I'm like
Mhm.
enjoying the view type shit. But no org has really like believed in me before like that. I've had a couple in the past who maybe they did, and I don't really know because it didn't come to fruition. But I never really felt like I had a lot of control in those situations, and I feel like I'm a really good example of being a product of an environment. I made a lot of bad decisions. I've wasted a lot of time. Um, I've had to do things that maybe weren't like best in the moment, but I had to based on like just real life shit, financial stuff, whatever it may be. And we had a lot of like tough conversations in this off season. um as everybody knows, there's been like things like roster changes going on. Obviously there's like requirements of like what we have to do as players, and they've worked with us on that. And again, I'm just like happy that they can like see like a return on investment because they like believed in me and they trusted in me. So this is just like the beginning, like I've told them. But yeah, shout out to Core. We wouldn't been able to do this without them.
And then final question: what are your expectations with this Challenger season?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I know that the relegation rules are different. I believe that they've set it up where teams can't just like rot in the slot. Um, not to be, not to like name any names, but like the DSG and like OR last season, they had their incident of like 0-5, and like people were pretty rude about it, and they were like making fun of them and all this crazy stuff. I mean, last season was very difficult. There's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good teams this season, but with 6 teams coming through the open qualifier, I've heard that like you could potentially drop out of the league before it even ends, depending on how your performance goes. So, that's going to be interesting to see. But again, expectation wise, I'm just coming at it with just a realistic perspective. I don't think I'm going to be the best team in the absolute world instantaneously. Like, I got to go step by step. So now I'm here. We're going to work hard, harder than, the people that are around us. Doesn't matter, who they are, what they've done, how much they get paid. Like, hard work beats talent, man. So I don't give a shit who you are. I'm gonna put in more time than you. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are of me, how far behind you are of me. You're the same. You're. It's about me. It's not about you. So.
I love that answer. I'm excited to see you in Challengers, ready for you to kick everyone's ass. We are with the main man himself, the man who just qualified for NA Challengers, my man Snarly. How are you, my friend?
Um, Feeling pretty good.
All right. So you just qualified for Challengers. We know it's been a day or two. What were your feelings after beating Blinn Esports? Like, what was going through your mind? How are you feeling? Could you barely contain yourself, or were you like chill and relax about it?
It was pretty cool. I feel like pretty excited and like kind of like I guess like a weight kind of like lifted off of my shoulders a little bit. I just felt like the all the hard work we've been doing finally paid off, and it was it was pretty surreal.
How do you plan on celebrating? What are you gonna do now?
A lot of people know that I'm currently not at my house. I'm in I'm in Texas. I've been sleeping on an air mattress and sleeping in the same room with like 5 other people. So right now, I guess a way to celebrate is just kind of head home and sleep in my bed. I guess.
Mhm.
You're gonna have like a social detox?
Yeah, you could say that.
Is there anything you want to say to the people who doubted you on accomplishing making it into Challengers?
Not really. It's just kind of like whatever. Personally, like
Mhm.
if you wanna, you know, um, if you really like don't believe in us like that, like by now, like I feel like you have to like, I feel like we're on like a good amount of people's radar now.
Mhm.
But I did say those pickums, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
They're making some dumb decisions on the pickums.
I saw some like no comment, man.
No, not even worth a comment.
Comment.
The gays.
What team do you want to be most in Challengers?
Even ever since the last Challengers season, I've always wanted to play M80. Um, Beating them would be nice too, but I've always just wanted to play them. Even though they're like kind of revamped now, they're not really the same team, but still, just always wanted to like play them and just I feel like it would be fun.
Besides wanting to play M80, what are you looking forward to within like the very near future?
Just being in the league in general. Just looking forward to some harder competition and all that stuff.
Who would you say is the stinkiest team you played in Challengers?
The stinkiest team?
Stinkiest team. You know they got that rank odor.
Definitely Mad Science, bro. Holy shit, they smell. It's tied between like Thinking Men and the Glazers. I feel like they're both
Blazers.
pretty smelly.
Do you have any comments on the other teams that qualified? Like, were you expecting someone else to qualify or?
For me personally, I kind of felt like this whole qualifier was kind of a toss up between like honestly you could have expected any of the teams that did qualify to qualify. I feel like the there were some more obvious teams like the SAD and the YFPs, but I feel like after that it was like it was like pretty much a toss up, like even considering like us, to be honest. Um, I did have a lot of confidence going into it that we would qualify though. Um, but yeah, I personally feel like it could have been like any number of different teams.
This is your second year competing in qualifiers. First year it didn't work out, but this year it worked out. What was the biggest change besides like having a whole new team? What was like the biggest difference in like basically preparation, mentality, and like basically all that into qualifying this year and competing in challengers?
I don't know. I felt like I just had I personally had a lot more confidence in all of my teammates and uh in all my like coaching staff, everyone who kind of supported us. Um, just kind of felt like it was really gonna happen, and
Mhm.
wasn't really like. I mean, comparing it to the last qualifier, like obviously, like everyone knows, like this one is a little bit like a lot less stacked too. Like there's not a lot of teams, but still like challenging in a way and
Mhm.
all that. The prep that we did, it was mainly not really prepping against other teams, but kind of just like playing our own game, more or less. This time around, compared to the first qualifier, we kind of went into it. Um, I don't know. I guess a little. I would personally say nervous. And this time around, we were all together. We all kind of had like an idea of like what we wanted to do, and we just like stuck to it. We just played our game, and it really showed. I think.
Can you tell us a little bit about the rituals that you did every single day? So we had Travis tell us a little bit about that, but what was your perspective?
I didn't really have too many rituals. I'm personally not too superstitious when it comes to tournament days. Um, but everyone here is pretty superstitious. Like we ate Chick-fil-A every day before um qualifier. I had I had 3 blueberries before every match. I had a bunch of water. I feel like I drank like so much water. Like I actually had to pee so much. Um, we watched DC movies after every day. We all got at least 8 hours of sleep. I think that's about it for rituals. It's not really much.
So we know there was a difference between the first qualifier this year and the second one. And that more so that you guys kind of did a boot camp. You all went to the same house, minus Sif and like the coaches, but where you all went to the same house, shared the same room. What was going through your mind? How was that experience? And then also, how was cuddling Nerve that whole time? Like, is he a good cuddler? Did he let you big spoon him, or were you little spoon?
It was pretty cool being being here with everyone. It definitely helped. I think a lot with the nerves of the whole thing. It was I don't know. It just felt like 10 times easier. Just like to actually like follow through with our game plan. I don't know. I don't know how that really works, to be honest. Like it's just how it felt. Um, Michael is of course Little Spoon. I would
Is he a
never.
good cuddler?
He's all right. I'd probably rate him. I'd probably rate him like 7 out of 10.
That's
Maybe
pretty
six point
good.
five. Maybe
That's a
six
pretty
point
solid.
five. It's not bad.
That's pretty solid.
Also, you never want the little spoon. I promise you, man.
I just
Being a little
can't.
spoon is
I just
clutch.
couldn't.
You just built
There was
different.
always something poking me, man. I couldn't.
Um, so we seen the core cast members. Danny, what did you think him ranking you as a power level? And now that there's quantities of energy compared to you, like there's snarls, snarlies, snarlas, and snarl supremes, and you went crazy in challengers and went super snarl. How do you feel about being made into an energy source?
And definitely not in that last blend match. It definitely was some would say shitting the bed. But
You were just recharging your snarl.
Yeah.
As your
yeah,
snarl.
100%.
You
Um,
popped off too much in the match before, so they were recharging.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just doing my thing.
Mhm.
So speaking of Blinn, what are your thoughts on Mikey? So he previously played with us, and we didn't end up continuing to play with him, and we had to go against him. Did you have any feelings towards that, or?
I really like Mikey. I think that he is a good player and a good teammate, and I think that um there's not really like a disadvantage or advantage playing him, I guess. Um, I think Mikey's really good. I think that it definitely would have been cool to see him win out in lowers against thinking men, but you know, stuff happens. He's the Caniac maniac, and he will bounce back.
Is there anything you want to say to your fans, supporters, family, loved ones, everyone who knew you could get to this point in your career and make it?
I just want to thank everyone who has supported me and is still currently supporting me. Um, I plan on winning a good amount of games and challengers, so still gonna need that support from you guys, of course.
Watching you go to Ascension and smacking M80 there, right? That's the goal.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're gonna see.
Uh-huh.
We're here with the man with the thickest legs in all of Valorant who just qualified for NA Challengers. You know him. You know he's got the buff his arms too. Nerve. How are you, man?
Doing pretty good. I'm super excited after yesterday. Actually, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember, but
Day before.
day before, yeah. I'm super excited. Um, kind of just still getting used to it. Still kind of surreal to me. It's all still kind of hitting me. So
Nice. I get that. It's an exciting moment making the challengers.
mhm.
So I know you brought up you didn't qualify last year, but you played for a team. How was it actually qualifying this year for challengers?
You know what? It feels great. It's a way different feeling, that's for sure. Like last year, obviously I played the qualifier, didn't qualify, but I played in the season, and it felt good to play in the season. But qualifying for the league feels way better. I'll tell you that much. Um, just putting all the work in the last 5, 6 months, and all of it coming to fruition, just feels really good. All that hard work paid off for sure.
So you qualified. How do you plan on celebrating?
Probably gonna sleep in extra couple days. Sleep's not been too good recently. Definitely had a hard time falling asleep, thinking about the matches every single day, getting 6, 7 hours of sleep. So I'll definitely have to sleep in a lot more. Maybe get some food with the guys today while they're here.
You mentioned sleep. We interviewed Snarly. He said you guys cuddled and kissed the whole time, and you were the small spoon. Is that true, or
Oh
was
yeah,
he really
for
the?
sure.
Oh, you're the
No,
small spoon.
yeah, that's for sure. Nate's
Is
never wrong, man.
he a gentle cuddler?
Oh yeah, Nate is 100%.
He mentioned that, you know, you tried being the big spoon at one point, but something was he kind of felt something poking him. Any comments?
That was the Squishmallow, wasn't me. It was a
Okay.
Squishmallow that he has, or it's Brett's Squishmallow. I got one too. It's actually Megan's, but
Okay. Well, let's get back to this. So with challengers right around the corner, what team do you want to beat the most? Like for your first match, who's the first team you want to beat?
um, gotta say Oxygen, man. I lost to them last season when I played in Challengers, my first game, and we've been beat up by them in the off season with Core. So I'd say beating them is number one. I think it's a big revenge match. I think every single game that we've played them, we've been better and better. And I think with all the practice leading up to this off season, obviously having those qualifier matches as experience is gonna help us a ton. Um, and I think playing them is gonna be super exciting. It'll be way closer than people think.
So speaking of people that they might not actually believe in you, what do you have to say to any doubters or any haters?
I don't really have a whole lot to say to them, to be honest. I think it's just more of like I told you so, more of like, you know what I mean? But I don't think there was honestly like too many doubters, at least from like what I've seen. I feel like a lot of people had us on their radar already and had us like going far in the qualifier. Some people had us qualifying, some people didn't. I definitely had to look at some of people's pick'ems, and I saw the disrespect. A lot of people had us going out early. So you know what, we're here. Also, I saw a couple tweets of some people saying stuff. Um, oh, and the seeding. The seeding is something else. So coming into the first qualifier, we were seed 16. So they had 15 teams ahead of us qualifying. So obviously the first qualifier we didn't play as we didn't qualify. But the second qualifier still we had us at seed 9. They had 8 other teams qualifying before us technically. So yeah, I thought the seeding was pretty disrespectful, but seeding doesn't matter when you have to beat everyone. So
How does it feel? Because again, you're with being on core, you basically reunited with some people that you were partnered with on DSG, such as like Ocean and Slow. How does that feel to reconnect with some of these people that you've been on a team with before?
It's super exciting. I love all the guys. Ocean Slow, Ziff. I love every single one of them. I actually didn't get to play with Ziff last season in
Mhm.
on DSG. I guess I technically replaced him, but yeah, playing with all of them has been super fun. I think it's super rewarding knowing that like after last season, knowing what we did on DSG, like going like 0-7 or whatever, didn't win a match, and everyone saying what they did. Oh, like them together isn't good. Like Ocean can't coach, Nerve can't do this, like Ziff can't do this. It's slow. Like these people can't do anything. They can't win. So I think coming back together and just proving all of them wrong just like means the most to me. Um, obviously like super fun grinding with every single one of them these past couple months. But yeah, just proving all of them wrong.
What's something for you that will change now that you've qualified?
Not much, to be honest. Not a whole lot. It's kind of just like the daily lifestyle. Just playing Valorant, playing my favorite game, playing with my best friends. Not a whole lot to change, to be honest. I gotta change my sheets. That's about it. You know, being in that room with all those guys that many days in a row, I gotta change my sheets for sure.
So let's hit into that. Like, what was it like sharing a room with your teammates? Yes, it would have been cooler if we'd have had Ziff, Ocean, and Slow there, but you still had a majority of the team there. What was it like just chilling, sharing the same room, sleeping in the same room, just sharing all these experiences with your team? How's like, have you ever experienced anything like that? And if not, how was it for you?
Yeah, I had a similar experience with Sonics. We had boot camp last year. We didn't sleep all together in the same room, but everything else we did together. So, but having that for this team, just it was so much fun, man. Like actually so much fun. Actual a dream come true. Living with my best friends, playing with my best friends, just like playing and winning. I had a lot of fun though. Just like staying up watching movies every single night. Um, just cracking jokes, you know, like doing our thing. But yeah, it was great.
So you're saying the secret to qualifying is all sharing and sleeping in the same room?
100%. That's the only way to do it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, this is a question I've been asking everybody. How did you feel about the rituals that you guys were following every single day? Like watching a movie, eating Chick-fil-A every day? What was that like?
Um, yeah, I'm not the most superstitious person, but I think having the superstitious people around me, mainly Travis, Tdawgg, just kind of it's like contagious almost. Like his beliefs like spring upon me. He's like, "Hey man, like, yo, we had Chick-fil-A today. We got to get Chick-fil-A tomorrow. The next day, every single day we're here. Yo, we watched a DC movie. We watched like Batman. Like, we have to watch something similar every single day." And actually, the movie thing came from Sonics because that's what we did last season. We like based off our days. If we like watched a horror movie one day and we played really bad, we couldn't watch horror the next day, so on and so forth. But just having all that like superstition and it was really contagious to me. I like thought about everything, like everything I did throughout my day. I was like, wait, like, did I eat this yesterday? How many blueberries did I eat yesterday? Wait, this energy drink, did I have this yesterday? Am I allowed to have this today? So you know, it was crazy for sure.
So what's the perfect amount of blueberries to eat?
Man, I don't know. I was munching on those blueberries though. They were amazing. Those Target blueberries, the jumbo blueberries. I was going crazy.
Do you wish
Oh.
like they picked a different restaurant that was like not Chick-fil-A?
Um, maybe just for like variety, because Chick-fil-A doesn't have like a whole lot of variety per se. So, Chick-fil-A is amazing, 10 out of 10, rank S, but or S tier, sorry, but yeah, there's just not a whole lot of variety. Kind of just got the spiciest chicken sandwich every single day. I think I got nuggets once, but it's still amazing.
What's a team that you want to smack in the mouth besides Oxygen? Like another team like that you're interested in hitting the field and showing them what's up. And what
Man, I think I'd have to say both Thinking Men and Sad. Um, Knowing we lost to them both in the first qualifier, um, get our little revenge match in there. So yeah, I think the both of them. Obviously, it feels like somewhat good losing to only teams that qualified in the qualifier, but at the same time, I still want to play them and I want to beat them.
So, what are you looking forward to now?
Looking forward to the league. It's in like a month and 3 days, I believe. I wish it was sooner. I'm super excited. Um, I didn't get to play Split 1 last year. Obviously, I came into DSG Split 2, so playing the full season is going to be a lot of fun. Super excited. Hopefully, we get to do something like this again, like a little boot camp. Hang out with all the guys more. We got to get Ocean, Slow, and Ziff here this time, though. Every single one of them. We need everyone. And I'm just super excited to play and just own everybody.
What are your biggest expectations in the upcoming year?
Man. Number one, it's a very low expectation, and it's like almost a meme at this point. But I have to win at least one match. I didn't get to do it last year. I went 0-7. So winning one match is goal number one and expectation number one. But seriously, making like an actual run in the league. Um, I know we can do it. We have the team. We have the support. We have the fans. We got everything. So, and the fans are multiplying every single day. Like it's amazing. Having qualified and like all the support coming through. So, obviously the org support as well. Like we have everything to do it. We just gotta put one foot forward and do it ourselves. But yeah, I just want to win, make a deep run in the league. Um, Maybe even just win Ascension and go to franchising. Obviously, goal number one, but the dream come true if that happens.
Did you get any insane follow after you qualified? And two, what do you have to say to your fans and supporters?
All right, question number one: any insane follows? I would just say the guys at MIBR. I love every single one of them. They've been our number one scrim partner, probably up there with like NRG. But scrimming all the MIBR guys and them giving us like really good prac. And obviously like we've been playing pretty good against them, so like they have some respect for us now that we qualified for the league. I was like talking to them, like they were following us, so that was pretty sick. Love those guys. And a message to the core horse. I love y'all. Simply put, I love y'all. Like, thank you guys for the support. Wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. Um, yeah, man. Just thank you guys for the support, and hopefully y'all are still gonna be there when we win the league.
We're here with the man who was built different, who qualified NA Challengers for the second year in a row. You know him, you love him, the man Ziff. How are you, man?
I'm feeling good.
How do you feel right now? You just qualified again for Challengers. How does that feel?
It's definitely exciting. Weight lifted off her shoulders. But it's also exciting being a part of the team where like some people haven't qualified before. This is their first time. So it's like pretty exciting being a part of that.
How do you plan on celebrating? Like, you guys have been grinding so hard. You finally made it. Like, what are you gonna do now?
I was promised a trip to Spain for qualifying, but I don't think I'll be taking that trip right now. But probably take the missus out for some steak or something. Nice dinner, sangria.
Nice. I'm jealous. I want to be his missus now.
Oh yeah.
Thing. Any words you want to say to the people who doubted you on reaching this again?
I don't mind the haters or the doubters. It's all publicity is good publicity. The haters just fueled me up, so
we're talking about haters, but what about the fans? Like, how do you feel about all of the fans that like gonna start supporting you because you qualified and because you're gonna start playing in challengers?
I'd say I'd give a big shout out to all the fans, like especially the old ones and all the new fans coming in. I just appreciate their support and like cheering on the team.
So you qualified for challengers last year with DSG, and this year you qualify with us. What was the biggest difference in qualifying this year compared to last year?
I would say so last year the team definitely had a lot more experience with the players. Um, so been working really hard, and it's shown. So we haven't been a team for too long with this team, and there's less experienced people on the team, people who haven't qualified. But I'm really proud of like everyone on the team. Everyone's been like had their head down, grinding, and I'm just like super proud of how everyone has like been improving on the team. And it doesn't stop here, right? Like we qualified, that's like step one, and like we still have to keep our heads down and like keep grinding because it's not over yet, right?
Okay, so I really want to ask, you weren't in Texas, but like you saw the room they were staying in. Did you have FOMO or were you like, thank God I was not there?
I would have rather stayed here, but nah, it definitely would have been a huge like it would have been really like exciting to be there in that moment with the team, especially in the qualifying moment. But I don't mind like staying where I'm at. So
Who on a team would you have cuddled with if you were there?
no cuddling,
No cuddling.
no cuddling.
All right. So again, this is your second year making it in the challengers. What is something that you want to prove this go around? Since because this isn't new to you. Like you've been here before. You know
Yeah.
what it takes. This is your second go. What is your what's your goals for this go around for?
I definitely want to make like all like the playoff things. I just want to show everyone what we're capable of. I have like a lot of trust in this team, especially seeing like how much we've improved like recently. And it's just not gonna stop, right? I'm like super confident in the guys in the team, and I just want to show everyone how far we can go in this challenges this year.
But I want to talk about like the age difference with you and some of the members on the team. I know, like even for me personally, there's almost a 10-year gap there. Do you ever feel like you like balance maturity or like keep things together or like is there like how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of younger players on this team. I'm 27. It's like some 18-year-olds, like 20-year-olds. So, and I've kind of like been in challengers with the Knights, with DSG, and now we're in challengers again with Core. But I think I just try to like, like I just kind of like keep the team calm in situations. Sometimes they can get a little hectic or like, when chaos is going on, everyone's a little antsy. So I just try to be like that voice, keeping the team calm, making sure everyone's like breathing, relaxing. So like I try to like, keep the team calm in like terms like that.
So the voice of reason.
Yeah.
The man with wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
So it's funny enough. You bring up some of the teams that you were on, DSG, the Knights, and funny enough, you basically when you joined Core, you reunited with a couple people from
Yeah.
Knights and DSG, like such as Ocean, Slow, myself, and even Too Easy. We were all on the same team for a while, and then you, Slow, and Ocean went to DSG. How does it feel to be reunited with people that you've been with before? Because that's not. I feel like that's not a very common thing in
Yeah.
esports where it's like people from the teams, even different games, and the staff all kind of rejoining later on another team. How was that? Like, how did you feel when you joined Core? Like, wait, I know these people.
Yeah, it was a little comforting, like knowing, like seeing the same faces that I've been on like teams with before. So that was nice. But it's also like I also like appreciate the guys in like the team and Ocean like kind of like putting trust in me and believing in me because I quit like before this team. Like I was kind of doing my own thing. I basically didn't play the game or any games for about like 4 or 5 months, and then like all of a sudden I get a text message from Ocean like saying like, "Hey, do you want to come back?" And I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm done yet. Let's do it. Let's like run it back. So it's definitely exciting that like we're qualified and have another like season to show like what I'm capable of. Because I felt like I wasn't really done, like kind of like when I was on the outs of DSG, but like I just I kind of like didn't feel like gaming anymore after DSG. Just kind of how things went. I kind of like lost my like passion, but coming back to this team, that passion's just like back. My fire is like burning. Like I'm ready to compete. So I'm just really excited to see like just to prove everybody that we're competitors, and I want to show everyone that like we like got what it takes.
So speaking of your break, okay, first of all, what did you do on your break? And would you recommend for others to take a break to like reignite that kind of passion in them?
Yeah, I mean, gaming, you can kind of burn out kind of quick, especially with the amount of hours like everyone puts in, like gamers, you're playing on the game like 12, 13, 14 hours a day, or like if you're on a team, you're like practicing 9, 10 hours a day, and then like after that you're playing ranked for like more hours. So it's definitely like a lot of time spent, and like sometimes that can be unhealthy. So you definitely need to find like a good balance of like IRL life and then like being a competitor and stuff like that. So I definitely felt like burnt out after DSG. I was kind of like miserable. I wasn't like enjoying gaming just because like the amount of time we were putting in, and then like other things too kind of like factored into that. But um I would definitely think like it's important for people to find a good balance of like their passion of gaming and competing, and then like family, friends, partners, stuff like that. So
You bring up DSG. What has been the biggest difference besides like the age difference and like the skill level? Like, I guess comfortability on core compared to DSG. Like, what's been one of the biggest things, like differences for you?
um I would say the vibes here are a lot better than DSG. I wasn't a fan of the vibes. I'd say it's like a toxic environment on DSG. It didn't start like that, but that's how it like ended up. So I think a really important thing on your team is like having that good environment, safe environment, and like no toxicity. So everyone here is like friendly, and we talk about our mistakes. We don't like kind of lose control in a sense like that. So it's definitely like everyone's got good vibes on the team.
So I actually want to ask you about this. In no way am I saying that Travis is toxic, but he has a very tough love approach. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you gotta be able to handle criticism. So like sometimes the way he like says it, it's like it's coming out of like a like a place of like love, or like like he's not trying to be like mean or any way. It's just kind of how he delivers it. But he's just trying to help, right? He's just trying to like be the leader. He's trying to like make sure everyone's like fixing their stuff. So I appreciate him and everything he's done for the team. I think he's an amazing leader and amazing IGL, and I'm like just excited to see what we can do in challengers.
With challengers right around the corner, what are your biggest expectations and goals for what's coming?
I would just, I'd just say our biggest goals are just to like continue improving, vibing with the team, and like just proving everyone that we're here to compete.
Travis and all the boys, Nate, everybody, they did the same ritual every single day. Did you have any like rituals that you did? Like they went to Chick-fil-A every day. Like, did you have anything like that?
Not really, maybe a little bit. I guess the one day, so like top 32, then 16, and then 8, I believe. So that first day, I just had like a sub, and I was
Okay.
farming that day. I was going crazy. I had a meatball sub, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. So I went and got a meatball sub, came back, and that's pretty much that was it. So I just kept the food the same. Um, make sure I'm staying hydrated, lots of water, but other than that, I just the
So, you
meatball sub.
so that's your new gaming ritual, the meatball sub?
No, I don't really ever like kind of do any like ritual things or keep things the same. But I was feeling good that day, so I just kind of wanted to keep it the same.
Respect, respect. And final question, Zeph. What do you want to say to your friends, your family, your loved ones in your org? And what is coming next? And how do you feel about everything?
I definitely appreciate all the support, from core, you guys, and like the owners, like everything. I appreciate everything they've done for us, and yeah, yeah. And then especially like my family, friends, they were staying up late till like 2 in the morning, like watching the game, like watching us like our qualifying game. So I definitely appreciate that. It means a lot. And then all the new fans, old fans, appreciate them, and I just want them to like continue supporting, and like just it's not stopping here, right? Like we got challengers to play, and we have a lot of work to do. Like it's not a time to like slack off. We have like more work to do now than ever. So